Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, good evening on this Tuesday night. Holy shit, it has been scorched earth for the NFL free agency, and we're about to get into it big time. Welcome to the All Pro JAFFOs, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I am your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
With me, as always, the greatest DJ on the entire fucking planet, Mr. DJ Mastic.
DJ request what to play.
And joining us in a little bit, you obviously know the 6'10 beast from the southeast, Mr. Country J.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
And let's dive right into it. Fuck. I mean, where do we really start?
You start at the top of the list with quarterbacks. I guess you can kind of go down the list. That's how they have it broke down here at quarterback.
So we'll start from the quarterbacks and go all the way down. From running backs, wide receivers, linemen, everything that there is to know about free agency. Mastics, hit us off. Quarterbacks, what are we looking at right now?
Starting off with quarterbacks, you got Kirk Cousins signed with the Atlanta Falcons, 4 years, $180 million. So that's
He is the modern day Sam Bradford. I swear to God.
Yeah.
He is 100% the modern day Sam Bradford. For those of you who don't know who Sam Bradford is, it's another Oklahoma quarterback who got picked #1 overall, even though he didn't play his pretty much the entire final season there at Oklahoma. But Daddy works for the NFL, so son gets to get what he gets. So drafted #1 overall. Pretty much finessed every single team that he ever played for out of a shit ton of money for mediocre ass play. And I mean, I wouldn't say that Kirk Cousins' play has been mediocre, but it's definitely not worth that.
Yeah.
That's for goddamn sure. As soon as that happened, I remember the first thing that popped into my head was I was like, well, Justin Fields ain't going to Atlanta. Interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see where he goes because it sounds like they're still not interested in keeping him. So I think they're trying to move up to the number 3 spot. So they're trying to get they started looking at another one of them rookies. It wasn't Caleb. I think they done moved on from him. I think he done shot himself in the foot. So he a fucking nutcase, and he ain't even got to the NFL yet.
Caleb Williams is Bo Callahan from Draft Day. If y'all know and have seen that movie, that's exactly because again, with him, it's just I don't know where the fuck the tag came from. Honestly, I don't care because from what I'm seeing, and now look, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that, we know, obviously from what we've seen, we're like top scouts and all that. No, we're not saying all that. But even the 3 blind mice can see what the fuck it was that we've been seeing. And it just, but the thing is, we're not the only ones who think that way. CJ was on the show a couple days ago. He's the quarterback. He's been, in that position. He's played at the collegiate level at the QB position. And he said the same thing. The film that he's seen, there's no way that he takes Caleb Williams at #1. Then you have Merrill Hodges, who's been spot on with every single quarterback evaluation that he has had over his career being an NFL scout. And even he says the same thing. Shit, he gave Caleb Williams a 4th round grade. A 4th round grade. So the greatest QB prospect of all time in Merrill Hodges' eyes is a 4th round grade. Now, I don't know if because of the last few years of the quarterback draft classes being as, let's just say what it was, shit as they have been, I'm not surprised that they threw out, all of these, words that they've been putting out there to kind of hype up this draft class. And really, the only two quarterbacks, if anything, that have actually proven that they're probably worth, their salt would be Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix Jr. Caleb Williams is not that. Caleb Williams is just not that. And I know this because the ego where it's at right now, and he hasn't even played a fucking down in the NFL. He didn't even do the combine. He's probably the first person I've ever seen to show up to the combine and not do shit.
Yeah.
But talk to the press about, I think my game speaks for itself. You're right. It speaks volumes. You probably should have done the combine, bro. You probably should have done the combine because there were a whole hell of a lot of doubts going into it. And I honestly think the Chicago Bears, they did it when they drafted Mitchell Trubisky at number 2. Overall back in the day, instead of getting, Patrick Mahomes, who, let's be real, like 14 other teams passed on Patrick Mahomes, so it's not just the Bears that did that, but they are so afraid of making the same mistake of, drafting a high caliber quarterback that I feel like they are going to pull the trigger on Caleb Williams, and it's going to shoot him in the foot. It's going to shoot him in the foot in the biggest way possible because Justin Fields has earned the respect of the locker room. He's earned the respect of the fans in Chicago. And if you bring Caleb Williams in, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says or what kind of thing, we've seen you've heard it from some of his teammates. Now, some of those teammates, everybody go, oh, they're just hating on him. They're just hating on him. You know what? I don't think this is hate. I think this is legit. Like, he's not a leader.
No.
He's too into himself.
He's showing that ain't nobody going to sign. Ain't nobody going to deal with that.
Like, why would anybody want to deal with a family that's trying to basically find all the loopholes in the world for him not to get a rookie contract, for him to get a bigger contract than the rookie contract, and then trying to get ownership stake in a team, which is illegal. You cannot have ownership stake in a team as an active player. That's illegal. Like, so I just, all of this just screams red flag. It screams bust. It screams that this kid is whoever has been coaching him throughout his career fucked up. They fucked up. I don't even know if
it's a coach. I think it's just he just got an ego because he didn't seem like he was that way until, like, as a recent that I can remember of. Like, he didn't seem to be that way before.
Well, I think when he won the Heisman, in his sophomore year, or some of it, when he won the Heisman, and then Jordan Palmer, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Palmer. Most of you guys are looking at it going, who? Exactly. Jordan Palmer came out and said he is the greatest prospect that he's ever seen, and everybody fucking ran with it. Everybody ran with it. So it's just all of that. His ego got too big for his britches, and now we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. I hope. I'm not the type of person who hopes a downfall on anybody. But you can see the signs. Yeah. You can see the signs of something like that happening. And, again, with everything that's happened in the free agency market, if you're the Chicago Bears, do you really want to risk that? You have somebody who has given the absolute dog shit that's been around him. talent-wise in the receiver position, the worst offensive line in the league. They've basically kind of depleted their defense and stuff. Like, you're going to blame Justin Fields for that?
Yeah.
So the best thing that they can do is to continue to build around him because, again, he's won the locker room over. This is somebody that this team actually wants to play for. So if you give him the right pieces, you give him the right weapons, he'll succeed. And they're just not going to do it. The Bears are just not going to do it. They're going to pick Caleb Williams. They're going to basically drown themselves with a rookie with a ton of fucking baggage.
But I don't think they're going to take Caleb. From what I hear, it don't sound like they're going after Caleb Williams no more. From what I saw,
they're going to trade out.
Sound like they kind of passing him up. Yeah, looking at somebody else. I forget who it is.
But is it a quarterback, or are they looking at just to drop down a couple of places for fucking Marvin Harrison?
Another quarterback. Yeah,
that's a bad move.
So
it doesn't matter what quarterback it is, whether it's Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Dan, whoever the fuck it is. It shouldn't be a quarterback. I think for the Bears, it needs to be Marvin Harrison Jr. It has to be Marvin Harrison Jr. And if it's not him, I mean, fuck, take him number 1 overall. Who cares?
Yeah, but I think they're trying to move up to a number 3 spot. You're not getting. He's gonna be gone by the time you get to 3, possibly.
Depending on how people end up evaluating the QBs.
Yeah,
and with the pro day coming up, or especially for Caleb Williams and everything else like that, the pro day that's coming up. Ooh. I don't know, man. The Bears have found themselves in a very shitty situation that I don't think they know how to get out of. I don't think they know what it is that they're doing. I think they're panicking, and I think that they have fallen into this black hole of suck that just has consumed the entire franchise from top to bottom. It's just I don't think their general manager is worth the shit. I don't really think their head coach is really worth the shit when it comes to developing talent. A major, to be honest, I don't know if the ownership's really worth the shit either. So it's kind of like, what are we really doing here? You know what the fans want. The fans have been calling for it the entire time. You know what the fans want.
Yeah, they want to keep Justin Fields,
and you're basically going to say, fuck you, this is what we're going to do. And then when you draft either Caleb Williams or whoever, I mean, let's just say Caleb Williams because that's the name itself. You draft him and he becomes a bust, guess what? You're set back for another fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
So, but then Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta, to me, I was like, wow. Because initially we had all thought that maybe that was where the destination for Justin Fields was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
We were thinking that Atlanta was going to try either make a trade or do something like that for Fields, and Kirk Cousins finessed the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
So is the contract right there? What did they say they gave him?
I think 4 years, 180.
4 years, $180 million.
Yeah, 4 years, 180.
Hey, Kirk Cousins is a hell of a salesman. Snake oil, but fuck, he's a hell of a salesman.
Yeah,
I'll give his agent that. Holy shit. I mean, it makes them a little bit better. It's not like the quarterback position for Atlanta was great to begin with, so it's definitely an improvement.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's the improvement that Atlanta Falcons fans were wanting. That they need for sure. God, that's going to be tough. Who is the next one to go?
You got Baker Mayfield re-signed with Tampa 3 years, $100 million. You got Ryan Tannehill, who's a free agent still. He's not signed. Then you got Russell Wilson with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got him for a steal. $1.2 million. 1 year for $1.2 million.
$1.2 million after being traded for a haul of draft picks and well over $45 million. Like they, wow, Denver really just shit the bed on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, they are eating a ton of dead cap.
Yeah,
because of that.
Yeah. A whole lot.
So the Denver Broncos are like, you can expect that for that franchise to be subpar for a long time. This is one of those types of things that you're not going to recover from soon. That's for damn sure. You're not going to be able to really pay for a hell of a lot of big name free agents to come and play for Denver, especially after what happened with Russell Wilson. It's that set the franchise back a long time. We're not going to see Denver out of the top 5 in picks. Maybe for the next 5 to 10 years because of that whole thing. Baker Mayfield re-signing with the Bucs. I think we all kind of saw that coming. I was a little surprised on the amount, to be honest. Not saying that he didn't deserve the amount. I thought they were going to give him more than what they gave him. I thought they were going to give him more than $38 million a year. But it's a pretty good deal for the Bucs. They get Mike Evans back, but their defense has gotten a little bit depleted. If I'm not mistaken, and Kay, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, Devin White is a trade target, and I know Devin White trade target, and then Levante David's you've lost a good amount of your linebackers. Like this free agency so far, what do you think the Bucs should be doing now going forward since they already inked in Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans? What should be the focus for them, given your team?
It's saying Levante re-signing with the Tampa. It just doesn't say. It says 1 year. It just doesn't have the amount.
Okay.
So
Levante David.
And Devin White's still a free agent. So, yeah.
Devin White. Oof. Should that be a priority, Kay, to get Devin White back, or is that something that you're okay with moving on from?
I'm be honest for a second. I thought you were still talking to Mad Six.
No.
So it's quite a bit to kind of like decipher to answer that question straightforward. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to push all my thoughts of all of the other topics y'all was discussing to the side to try to like get to that. So to immediately answer your question, to then describe, I'm not okay with it, but I do believe they're gonna move on from him. So I was talking about this on Dub's show last night. Me and Hammer, who they reference as Oos, which was my teammate in 2016, right before I tore my ACL, which is hilarious. Actually, no, Hammer was not on the team in 2016. Hammer was played in 2013. Which year?
Got it.
I played with Hammer on the Chiefs for sure. I'm trying to remember which year it was because I played with the Chiefs twice, 2013 and 2016. It was one of those 2 years, but we were definitely on the Chiefs and stuff like that. So that's my brother, man, brother from another. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, fucking. we were discussing this last night, and as far as contract negotiations, you know how they discuss production and things of that nature. They actually didn't use Devin White to his ability, like his strong suits last season. They were actually trying to utilize him in things that he's not as strongest in. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be more versatile with everyone. You get what I'm saying? And it kind of was detrimental to his game because you know what I mean. They was trying to have him play in coverage and things like that. So when the contract comes up, that might be detrimental. But at the same time, I mean, Devin White is Devin White. We don't want to see him leave. I don't want to see him leave, but I do believe they're gonna fucking let him walk because they've been showing a lot of admiration for KJ Britt. You see what I'm saying? I really believe they should get rid of Ryan Neal and bring back Jordan Whitehead. That's what I would like. He on the Jets right now, kind of wasting away. So you need to come on back.
Well, when I had seen that, the fact that Devin White was still, I was like, wait a minute. And he's 26. He's still young.
Yeah,
like he's still like that. That's, I would have thought he would have been a priority. Like I would have thought he would have been one of the top three to.
If you remember last season, they did offer him a contract. He wanted more money. So that was the thing. He wanted more money than what he was offered. So I'm not saying that's why they played him the way they did this season, but I wouldn't be surprised because it's not like he's not talented. So it wasn't like he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't like
extremely talented. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like he was trash, but he wasn't Devin White last season for sure.
Yeah, that's
well. So it kind of like also helped, like kind of fuck him a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think if anything, silver lining that kind of opens up the possibilities for Vita Vea, at least in the future, to be able to re-sign him.
Well, I mean, that don't got nothing to do with that. That Vita's a priority. Vita's a priority, so they ain't got nothing to do with that. Not at all.
I mean, it may not have been the reason, but it helps. It helped.
Not necessarily because the environment that we have players like they literally saw what restructuring a contract does. Mike restructured his contract and he got AB and they won a Super Bowl. They understand what that means. So again, certain players are trying to get certain levels of guarantee money. So if they do restructure, they don't mind restructuring. At least let me get this much so I can at least be decent. And then I can, you know what I'm saying? We can restructure to like try to, you know what I'm saying? I still get some bread, but it's like I'm not trying to go to like no vet minimum status to try to like help y'all out. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we ain't trying to do it. I'm trying to at least get paid like somewhere in the barometer of I'm talented. Like I can't get paid like a backup backer. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You think he's a top 10 backer?
Absolutely. If they play him correctly. He's a top 5 backer if they play him correctly. Really top 3. If they play Devin White correctly, he's a top 3 backer.
In all honesty, I find it hard to disagree with you on that. Because I mean we've seen since he was a rookie and stuff how good that he's been. That's why I'm saying, like, again, to me it was kind of a shock. It was kind of surprising to see it kind of turn out that way. But I mean, there's still a whole lot left. But even then, there's still time. But there's been so much shit that has happened in these last 2 days that it's the 2-3 year deals becoming the norm in the NFL.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes. Because
100%.
basketball laid the outline. They laid the outline because they don't get as much money as basketball players. It's not really as much as an incentive. So you have to pretty much play to where you at. You see what I'm saying? So when Kirk Cousins was in the market, you really look at the market, it really wasn't that many people. So when he got that deal from Minnesota, it wasn't that many people. It was just economics. That's why Kirk Cousins got that deal. It had nothing to do about his talent. That was just economics. That's how that happened.
Like right place, right time, the finesse, huh?
No, supply and demand. Supply and demand. That was a supply and demand situation. They needed
benefactor of that.
Right, because they needed somebody to help Justin Jefferson become who he is now. Because when Kirk Cousins got there, he didn't really become, he was nice. Like they knew who he was from LSU, but he needed to be able to take that next leap. And he's that guy for sure now. He's a top 3 wide receiver.
Justin Jefferson. For a second, you said Kirk Cousins and then said LSU, and I was like, hold on, wait, what?
Justin Jefferson went to LSU.
Yeah, right. No, it mixed it up in my head. It pieced together afterwards. But yeah, for I was like, wait, for a second I was going to be like, wait a minute, Kirk Cousins went to Michigan State. But
well, he also didn't get drafted by the Vikings.
Is he that without Cousins?
Look, Derek, let me ask you this. I'm gonna counter with a question. Is he does he develop to that with Joshua Dobbs or now Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold after playing with the Niners, possibly. Before the Niners, fuck no. Because he went under that culture with Shanahan, he actually learned how to play football. I give Shanahan credit. In the regular season, he whoops ass. In the regular season, he whoops ass. That's what he does. So he understands how to whoop ass in the regular season. He saw it. He was in the culture. He understands the language. He saw what the game is from the coach's perspective. He was in those coaching rooms. You get what I'm saying? Like he got the understanding. He got the knowledge. It's the same thing what I said with Baker. When Baker went to Sean McVay, that's when he became an NFL quarterback. He was there just a short time, but he became an NFL quarterback under Sean McVay under that short time.
See, Derek, I don't know about the. See, here's. I don't think he really needs an elite quarterback to be great. I think Justin Jefferson is one of those special types of receivers, kind of like how D-Hop was in Houston, was still able to put up 1,000 yards with mediocre quarterback play. I think that's the type of talent Justin Jefferson is. Now, say what?
You can say the boy sexual harassed all them women all you want to, but Deshaun Watson was not mediocre at no point in time when he was in Houston.
No, I'm talking about before him, before Watson showed up.
Which quarterback? Because I'm like, hold the fucking phone.
I should have been clear. Yes, before Watson got there, mediocre quarterback play. D-Hop was still putting up, numbers. That's Mike Evans before Tom Brady showed up. You had fucking Jameis Winston, and before that was still putting up 1,000 yards. There's certain.
Don't forget Josh McCown and Mike Glennon. You cannot forget those all-stars.
Hell,
you can't forget those all-stars.
So how did he do with? Well, how did he do with Cousins hurt? Well, I mean, when you don't have, was Justin Jefferson not hurt most of the year too?
He was hurt too. How did Addison do without Cousins? Addison played really well. T.J. Hawkinson played really well. Everybody else played really well. But Justin Jefferson was hurt, and then when he got back, he still played decent. So to answer your questions, it's not like he was a world beater. I understand you're a Detroit fan, so we get where you're coming from. So you gotta understand, we gotta weed out. We gotta weed out when there's hate. So we understand where you're coming from. They didn't do enough to beat y'all, but he did play decent. Like we got to give him credit at some point. Like, yeah, they were not gonna beat y'all. Y'all gonna probably win the division again. It might be tough though. Green Bay gonna give you a number though. Green Bay gonna run you a little bit, but hey, y'all might win that fucker again. So because y'all got Carlton Davis, so they got all that shit. And they lost their number one receiver in Green Bay. They got a running back and a safety, but they lost their number one receiver, so they still lacking in that department.
I think with Justin Jefferson, I honestly believe he's one of those special wide receivers. He was hurt most of the year, so he had it down here. So what? Big fucking whoop. Sometimes receivers and stuff like that have down years. Shit happens. Either it was plagued with injury. If I'm not mistaken, Justin Jefferson only played like 4 games this entire year because he was hurt for the majority of the beginning, came back and then got hurt again. So it was kind of like you can't really give it
Hold
a
on.
proper gauge.
Hold on.
By go ahead.
Derek just commented. He said Decent isn't great, and Addison did that. JJ was strapped. Look, the man coming back off an injury, bro. Like, come on, what you want him to do? You want him to come on the ground and beat Justin Jefferson again? You want him to just like, you know what I mean? Like, Addison was that because people still feared JJ. They feared Jettas. That's why Addison was able to do that. They gotta guard Addison, right? They also got to guard Hawkinson. We know Hawkinson was eating. Nobody stopped him.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? Like, come on, let's just be real. Addison was going to eat because those other two guys were still feared. Y'all gave him up for a bag of chips. That's y'all fault.
I think Justin Jefferson. I think with him, he'll be fine. I think he'll be good. To kind of go back to what Dub was saying about the 2-3 year deals, and then I think when it comes down to, I honestly think the days of players getting drafted by one team and staying with that team the entirety of their career, I think those days are gone, with maybe the exception of Patrick Mahomes. And even then, at the end of Patrick Mahomes' contract with the Kansas City Chiefs, who knows? Who knows what could happen? What?
M1K. He ain't going nowhere.
That's also true. There's some outliers, but once they're gone, I think those times are really, really getting smaller, because the amount of money that's getting paid into all of this, with the cap going up, the market getting reset pretty much every single year at every single position, you're going to see a lot of teams. One, they're not going to be able to afford it. The loyalty on both sides is just not there. So, like when they say, "Oh, these players aren't loyal," no, most of the time it's just the team not re-signing. I saw a lot of people were getting on Saquon Barkley. He went to the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, you left New York. You said you wanted to be a Giant forever. Well, he can't be a Giant forever if they don't fucking offer him a contract, you idiots. Fucking pay attention. If the team doesn't fucking offer you a contract, you can't stay with the fucking team. You dumbasses. You are literally getting mad at the wrong fucking people. Okay? Let's just get that sit down and situated, because, again, social media it's a cesspool of stupidity of people who just say shit because they don't know shit. Go with the QBs. You got Russell Wilson with the Steelers. What's next on the list? Message.
Hold on. Before you go further, I gotta address this because they commented a second ago. Derek asked. He said, "When JJ comes back off an injury, is he Cup, OBJ, or great?" Dub on YouTube commented his stats. So, Derek, to answer your question, Justin Jefferson had 10 games.
Oh, 10 games this year.
68 receptions and 1,000 yards. So he averaged 100 yards a game, and he averaged a half a touchdown a game. I mean, shit, if you play 7 less games than need to be played and you still averaging 100 yards a game, is that great? I mean, I feel like you're a pretty good talent. You getting 1,000 yards, and you had a slew of different quarterbacks, and one of them wasn't Kurt at that point. You had
7 more games. He gets over 1,500 easy,
bro. He had 2 backup quarterbacks, bro. by the end of the year. You got to remember that because Joshua Dobbs got benched and they had other buddy that played. I forgot his name.
That's right. Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins. Look, I'm trying to tell you. So look,
former 49er great.
Possibly if he got 1,000 yards with them motherfuckers. Hey, that's not like Mike Evans, goddamn it. He only played 10 games.
Yeah. 10 games, 1,000 yards. With 68 receptions, they were fucking force feeding him. Holy shit.
Bro,
like that.
Right now, Addison was still getting passes, and what's the name was getting passes.
This is why I love Dub. You can get the stat. 107. Yeah. Yeah, come on, Derek. That's just division rival hatred at this point. Let's talk about what
you gotta weed out the goddamn hate sometimes, bro. I had to think about it because I'm like, why is Derek going so fucking hard right now? I had to take a second and pause. I was like, oh yeah, he a Detroit fan. That's right. You fucking welcome. First off, I want to
wait
say
a minute.
Too.
Hold on.
Oh, he drank.
Addison steps it. Hey, look, yeah, he must be.
He drinking something.
He must be.
They celebrating. Oh no! Hey, what y'all celebrating, Derek? What y'all celebrating? Y'all celebrating something. My boy over there cheersing the fuck up. You hear me? My man is bent like an elbow.
There is no way in hell Addison steps above. Justin Jefferson is the number one wide receiver,
bro. 15.8 yards a catch. The man got a first down and a half a goddamn catch. A catch.
The dude is special.
Bro,
the dude is special.
You're not going to tell me nothing goddamn different. Look. I'm going to give credit where credit due. Look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was arguing about the fucking 49ers for like an hour today with my friends back in Florida, and this shit kind of pissed me the fuck off. I was arguing about the Aints and the Niners, bro. I really was so fucking mad earlier for a little bit because I'm like, why? I got mad at myself. Like, why am I arguing about these teams, bro? Like,
I was just about to ask you. I'm like, why? Why are you?
We was talking sports. So look, we was talking sports, and of all people, promise you, you're gonna kind of hate. You're gonna hate who I was talking about for a good portion. We was talking about Derek Carr for a good portion. You get what I'm saying? And look, I was defending him slightly, which again, you would kind of have to agree with some of the shit I was saying as a Niner fan, which is gonna kind of be like, all right, I can't disagree with that. Devontae Adams has been the best receiver Derek Carr has ever played with in the NFL, right? Josh McDaniels fucked that all the way up.
Yeah.
That was my motherfucking points. Derek Carr would not be able to fucking he would not be able to operate with Josh McDaniels. I said Derek Carr has been averaging over 3,000 yards with a bunch of backup receivers and a bunch of fast motherfuckers that can't. I said the 1 year he was in MVP conversation, he had the number one offensive line in the league, and his number one receiver was Darius Hayward-Bay, I believe, or Amari Cooper. I'm not sure which one was it. But I
think it was Amari Cooper.
Either way, they both can't catch a shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, Amari Cooper, I guess he act like, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. It's like back then, Amari, I guess it depends on how you feel about Cooper. To be honest with you. Because
he also had James Jones.
He had James Jones at the back of his career. James Jones was not, come on now. James Jones. He had him in the back.
San Jose State legend right there.
True, but he was at the end of his career at that point. James
at
Jones,
that point, yeah. He was kind of past his Green Bay days for sure.
I like Matt Collins as a Raider more than I like Amari Cooper as a Raider. I'm saying as a Raider. I'm not saying as a full athlete.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, man.
Look, I don't know. Mizzo might have to tell me I'm tripping on this one, Dub. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna have to defer to a Raider fan on this one. But personally, I feel like Mac Hollins and what's my boy name? Hunter Renfrow was more dependable for Derek Carr than Amari Cooper. I do not like Amari Cooper as a Raider like that. The boy was fast and he wasn't catching shit. His raw talent got him those picks to be able to go to Dallas. That's all it was. they thought like, hey, you put him with Dak, he probably can do something. That's how they looked at it.
And then we saw how that kind of played out.
Hunter Renfro and Mac Hollins was more dependable for Derek Carr than Amari Cooper as a Raider. That's
Matt says you go to the list one more time with the quarterbacks.
We got Minshew to the Raiders.
Bridge quarterback.
Okay. 2 years, $25 million.
Pretty much the vet minimum.
Backup money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to be the bridge quarterback there for sure.
No, he's backup. He's finna be a backup. They're not bridging nothing. They're going to be the backup. They're going to get Justin Fields. I promise you. They're going to get Justin Fields. They're going to get Justin Fields or they drafting Michael Penix. They're going to get one of the black quarterbacks. I promise you. I don't know why I feel like Buddy finna get a black quarterback. I'm telling you. I feel like he's finna get a mobile quarterback. I promise you. I feel like that's what they about to do. They finna get a
might be needed. Josh Jacobs is gone now.
Yeah, but shit, they're gonna probably figure it out. I think they're gonna get a mortal quarterback.
It would be helpful. It would be helpful for sure. Who else, Matt Six?
You got Jacoby Brissett signed 1 year with New England for $8 million.
Back in New England.
You got Jameis Winston, Cleveland Browns, 1 year, $4 million.
Yikes.
Go to the goddamn MLB, please. Yeah. Stop fucking
Get
playing.
the fuck out.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor to the Jets. 2 years, no money to be determined and still working out the contract, but Tyrod Taylor.
All bonus money?
All of it's bonus money? Yeah, probably, yeah.
Oh, goddamn.
Then you got Sam Sam Darnold to the Vikings 1 year to be determined. Then y'all just get that fool.
Yeah, we just got him last year.
Yeah. And you got Drew Lock to the Giants. 1 year, $5 million.
Hey, what's my boy name that started for like a little bit and he was like the Italian guy. He got the agent. What's my boy name?
DeVito.
DeVito. Yeah.
Hey, I think he gonna start. He gonna start. With Tyrod Taylor and Drew Lock, he gonna start. Watch. He gonna start. They gonna trade Danny Dimes. And then he gonna start.
Trade him to who?
Danny Dimes, bro, I promise you, you get him a good system and somebody to develop him, I promise you, he'll be good, bro. He just got drafted to a shit situation. It was one of those quarterbacks. He got good talent. He just got drafted to a shit situation, so he never blossomed.
Did he, though?
Yeah.
When he got drafted, Eli was still there. He got to learn a little bit under Eli. He had Saquon Barkley.
From Eli, bro. Eli was trying to muster and make it work, bro. No. And then they had the fiasco with Odell Beckham. They had the fiasco with Odell Beckham. Then he seen the fiasco with fucking Saquon Barkley for like 2-3 years. Like, yeah, nah, bro. They gonna trade him. He got drafted to a shit situation, bro. If you really look at it, like it was a bad situation. Because Eli was trying to hang on. They were trying to hang on. They forced him out by drafting him. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a real bad situation right there. I think that shit gonna end horribly. And the Tommy DeVito gonna fucking, he gonna start.
It's one of the most Italian names I've ever heard in my entire life.
I like it. I like that. DeVito. I like it. I want to go to their family restaurant. I know they got one. They better stop playing. One of them got a fucking restaurant.
Well, what else down the list, man?
That's it for quarterbacks. You got Tyler Huntley, Josh Dobbs, and Mason Rudolph are all free agents as far as quarterback moves that they're showing right now. Then you get into running backs. You got Saquon, like we were talking about Saquon with the Eagles, 3 years, $37.75 million. So Eagles still ain't finna do shit.
Hey, so hold on. Before we move on, is Matt 6, are you a Cowboy fan for real now?
Like, so I'm gonna answer y'all questions. See, I had to answer this question for y'all earlier. See, like I said, I'm gonna go with both teams. I got an AFC and an NFC team, and for some reason they was to ever play each other, I'm gonna go with the Jets, simply because Dallas had all these years to make it to a Super Bowl and win before the Jets even became relevant. So at that point, the Jets deserved to win the Super Bowl.
Hey, look, Masters, let me be honest with you. The Jets ain't won a goddamn thing your whole fucking life.
Exactly. So if Dallas just choose to get there all of a sudden.
50 years, bro. Your whole life they ain't won a goddamn thing. I'm not trying to go for that. Hey, but what makes it even funnier? What's making it even funny? Almost Josh's whole life, the Niners and the Cowboys ain't won shits, but that's even funnier. I'll be honest with you. That's even funnier.
Last time the Niners won shit, I was 3.
That's what I'm saying. Almost your entire life.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I've seen more losses than wins, that's for sure. Or at least I was conscious for the losses than I was the wins. That's for damn sure. Saquon going to Philly, I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest.
I love it. I love that shit.
He's going to miss out on a whole hell of a lot of red zone goal line plays.
No, he ain't.
That's for sure.
No, he ain't. Because the tush push over with. He's getting those.
Yeah, now they everybody getting used to that shit. They know what's coming with that shit at this point. That tush push.
He was raised in Pennsylvania, but wasn't he a Giants fan? If I'm not mistaken, I went back his rookie. He was glad to be a Giant because he was a Giants fan. You could be raised in Pennsylvania and still be.
I agree, but Tiki Barber probably threw him off because you heard what he said in response to Tiki Barber when he said that bullshit. You've always been a hater. Since I got here, you've been a hater. Bro, that'll make you stop loving the team immediately. One of your idols that you love from a team, y'all won the Super Bowl, you was a kid seeing that shit, and then you get to the team you loved, and then you one of your idols, the running back that won a Super Bowl when you was a kid, tell you some bullshit, that'll throw you off, bro. That'll throw you off.
He was a Jet. Okay, Dub, I think you're trolling. I don't think anybody's a Jets fan by choice.
Oh,
well, other than Matt Sticks.
I mean,
there's a lot of Jets fans by choice.
Corey said he was a Jets fan for a long time.
Just because you live in the city, I mean, you can choose any team. Yeah.
He said a heartbreak, and he got rid of it. I'm pretty sure we got to ask him. We got to bring him on again.
He used to be. Let's say with the amount of shit that Corey has said about the Jets, it's hard to believe he was ever a fan. Actually, it might actually explain exactly why he's as mad as he is about the Jets.
Exactly, bro. You get
now mad that you really think about it.
Roll the clock back to when the Bucks had Jameis Winston. Look how I sound. I sounded worse than Corey. I was like, stone this motherfucker. Fucking throw rocks at him now. This man, I hated him.
Okay, so if he was a Jets fan and his hero was Curtis Martin, then I guess no harm, no foul. But nonetheless, and then Tiki came up and responded after that, saying that it was tongue in cheek. It was mostly like joking, type of stuff.
Hey, Tiki Barber did a whole little cross-dragging situation. So you know what I'm saying? He could be transgender, but look, don't be just saying tongue in cheek, my boy. Look, I don't mean no disrespect, so I don't know where you stand. But look, hey, calm down. There's different fucking sayings, little cliches.
You are about to get us fucking canceled.
No, I'm not. That's why I said I don't mean no disrespect and none of that. But look, you had a whole little situation, and again, look, I'm trying to save you right now. I'm trying to protect your brand.
No, not me. Hey,
I'm talking
all
to
these
Tiki,
things I can't say. Oh, I was gonna say.
I'm talking to Tiki Barber, not you.
Say the words of country.
Hey, look, I got a love for his family because of his brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to protect the brand. Calm down.
Yeah, I mean, I did find it funny how he kind of pushed, or not pushed back, but kind of fell back. Like, oh, I didn't really mean it that way, type of thing. It was just kind of like, well,
Hell no.
then don't just why even say anything?
Because he meant that shit. That's why he said it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
exactly.
backtrack now. Because Saquon was like, "Don't smile in my face." In other words,
Yeah, exactly.
Man,
He's
what
like,
makes
oh, but I want to smile in your face. So yeah, I have to, roll back what I fucking said.
they gonna bring
Now
him
he's
in.
in Philly. I'm sure he is ready and willing to be able to take on the Giants twice a year, and possibly put a hurting on that team. Another running back that was on there was Derrick Henry, and I know Matt Six was upset about that one. And I know the reasoning behind it is I don't know if you saw it, but the reasoning behind it is probably worse. The reason why they didn't sign him is because he didn't want to sign for the they wanted to sign him for the veteran minimum. 1 year
I
veteran
didn't see
minimum deal.
Yeah. See, I didn't see the reason. But
Yeah. They said they wanted to sign him for a 1 year veteran minimum deal, and Derrick Henry said, y'all can go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, they tripping. That's Derrick. Y'all smoking. They ain't got nobody.
They literally got them. They haven't done shit. These last
Holler Gold. I'm like,
we're talking about free agency on fire. The only one who's sitting there doing not a goddamn thing is the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm like, unless they got some fucking rabbit.
Skip Bayless was tripping over him.
Yeah.
Skip Bayless was tripping over himself and got saved by a comma in one of his fucking tweets earlier today. He put all in my ass, but he put the comma right in there. So put all in, pause, because Jerry Jones had said it, we're going to be all in. We're going to go all in. And they've done nothing. They've literally done nothing.
Going in the draft, or maybe they got something up their trick in the draft, but I don't know.
Okay, Matt Six, you've been a Cowboys fan for this long now. Do you honestly believe that's true?
Nope. You ain't got two. You ain't got no fucking running backs, man. How you going into the season with no running backs? How you going? Just none.
Y'all got Deuce Vaughn.
Man, like I said, no running backs.
You got Darren Sproles 2.0, man.
Yeah, they might as well go back and get fucking Zeke at this point.
Is he a free agent, or is he still with New England?
He New England.
I think he's still in New England.
New England. They about to be better than y'all.
I doubt that.
He said, "I'm
Kobe Brissett leading the way."
Real. He was gonna spread all over y'all dumb ass. Hey, that's funny as fuck that the Kraft man goddamn hired a guy named Mayo. That's fucking hilarious. If they get somebody named Ketchup and Mustard, it should be hilarious. Hey, get Coach Cheese. That should be great.
Did Mac Jones get traded?
Yeah, he got traded to the Jaguars.
I was about to say,
he got traded to the Jaguars.
Because, I know with free agency tracking and stuff, I don't know if they're going to put on there, like, the trades that have gone on. Because I'm pretty sure that I had seen it yesterday. Mac Jones got traded to the Jaguar. He's going to be Trevor Lawrence's backup, essentially.
All right, so oh shit, my bad. Dub fucking sent us a whole Saquon Barkley soliloquy right now. He's from the Bronx. He grew up a Jets fan. Come from a family of athletes. His dad was a boxer. His brother is a baseball player drafted by the Angels. Fuck.
Yeah.
And his great uncle was a professional boxer, Iron Barkley.
I forgot they have fighters.
So yeah, they better leave that boy alone. I'm trying to tell him to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, Tiki, relax.
Hey, relax. Just be easy. Ain't nobody gonna fight you now. But look, we got a lot of unstable people in a lot of families who don't have their shit together. Calm down. 2 of them is boxers. They get beat up in the head. Them motherfuckers might go off the fucking hands. You need to calm down.
But I mean, fuck. So the number 11 overall pick is now the backup of the number 1 overall pick of the same draft. I mean, they got him for a bag of balls essentially, so I guess it couldn't hurt. Derrick Henry ended up going to the Ravens, which to me, I was like, ooh, that might be a little fucking scary.
Lamar finna turn to Peyton Manning.
You wouldn't have to run as much.
That's my point. He ain't even run as much this season. That's what I'm saying. Like, he ran, but not as much as he did. He was throwing the ball like a lot. So he's finna turn to Peyton Manning. Lamar finna go out there and fucking win the MVP again. He finna turn to Jokic. He finna win that bitch again. 3 of them things. Get that bitch to me again. And I'm finna win the Super Bowl. Hey, I got the Ravens winning that bitch. I don't even give a fuck. I'll be honest with you. I got the Ravens already. They got that bitch sold up. That shit over with.
I think they're still in need for a good receiver. I mean, Zay Flowers is good, but I think they need one more guy. And then that their defense got depleted a little bit too, though. Patrick Queen is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a huge piece to that defense.
Yeah.
But I'm sticking with the running backs for having Derrick Henry in Baltimore. Oh fuck, that's going to be a nightmare for a lot of teams in the AFC North. That's for sure, and that's probably why Pittsburgh, doubled down. They were the ones who got Patrick Queen, which I thought was fucking wild. There's a lot of players going to division rivals, and I'm all for it because that does nothing but bring during the regular season. It brings that extra clash to that rivalry. So that's something that. Ooh.
But speaking of the Ravens, let me ask you this: and the NFL draft. Let me start with the draft first. What is the draft strength this year, in your opinion, or your guys' opinion? I don't know if you saw it, man.
Strength is in like what position?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what position groups are the strength this year? Like if you had to pick 3.
It would be offensive line, wide receiver, and DBs.
With that being said, the Ravens don't really need many O linemen. They possibly can add some, you know what I'm saying? Like possibly add some. They were the number 1 team in the AFC, so they can add some, but I don't think that's their focus on their first round pick. So their focus on their first round pick probably is a linebacker or a pass rusher. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially with Queen gone, you're gonna have to.
They don't really need much over there. They had the second best safety in Humphrey. You get what I'm saying? They had a solid DB core.
No, Humphrey is their corner. I think you're talking about Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton. I'm sorry, they both got H's.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
They got from the Mizzle and Dub Show. Welcome, sir. Hello, Dub. How are you doing today, my friend?
Good evening, gentlemen. And once again, Matt Sticks, congratulations on your accomplishment. Only can go higher, baby. Congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Free agency. No, go ahead, Kev. Sorry, finish your thought.
Yeah, so they have the second best safety in Hamilton. They have a decent DB core, so their first pick is most likely going to be a pass rusher and stuff or a linebacker and stuff like that because they're pretty set. Or they're going to go wide receiver. You get what I'm saying? And then their second pick is a pass rush. You get what I'm saying? So
I would think that might be the route they go. They go wide receiver and then linebacker because I don't think the linebacker. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know if the linebacker class is not so much as deep, but I don't think it's on a lot of team priority lists this year.
That's my point, and that's the reason why they can go get a linebacker the first pick, because everybody's focused on wide receivers, DBs, and O linemen, just like you said. And then the other focus is probably going to be quarterbacks, because there is quite a bit of quarterbacks in this draft that's serviceable. Like, because I forgot they were talking about last night when I was on Dub and Mizzle's show. Go, you guys check that out. They were talking about Jaden Daniels. Dub said that before he got on. So yeah, again, like that guy. I named another. We named a couple already. So they have quite a bit of quarterbacks in that draft. So by the time the Ravens pick, they can possibly just get a pass rush. Or, I mean, you can get a wide receiver, but I feel like all the ones that's actually like going to change your offense is going to be gone. You're going to have a guy, you're going to pretty much draft a guy that's like already what they got in Isaiah Likely and Zay Flowers. If they go wide receiver first, they're going to pretty much draft the exact same type guy, where it's like it's going to take them a year or two to get right. So you might as well get a top pass rush that nobody's really thinking about and get that sleeper guy.
Could make sense. That could make sense. I mean, the Ravens have been pretty decent when it comes to, drafting and developing, talent. John Harbaugh's been, a really good head coach, for the Ravens. But Dub, this free agency, everything that you've been seeing so far, is there anything that's been either surprised you, or is there something that you're still looking forward to seeing?
I think if I could put this all in a bottle of how certain teams have not acted, and as you guys point out earlier in your show about how teams have decided to stay in division and go to rivals to enhance the rivalry. I mean, I'm still in shock that Patrick Queen is going to be lined up beside one TJ Watt in the Steel City. I think that's unfair, to be honest. That takes the steam away of them adding Russell Wilson to the forefront. However, I do think Pittsburgh does need to get another wide receiver now that Deontay Johnson is now a Carolina Panther, because George Pickens is going to need some help, is going to need somebody to complement him. So, I mean, because they have.
I'm not going to lie to you, Deb. I think Deontay Johnson was, essentially giving up for a bag of balls himself.
Yeah, he was.
But the way Pickens, well, both him and Johnson performed last year, and the way things were kind of going down, I would not be surprised if Pickens is in another uniform soon.
That could possibly happen. I mean, the talent is there, obviously, because he's a Bulldog. I'm a Bulldog fan. So, I mean, the talent is there, but, I mean, just his body language and his attitude was very, very porous. And obviously, both of their body language was porous because, obviously, once number 7 retired, you can see that, they were becoming very diva-ish after Ben, hung up his cleats. I think really I like what the Houston Texans are doing. Adding Mr. Hunter is only going to enhance Will Anderson's talent. And then also adding Mixon to join Pierce in the backfield in Houston is only going to help and enhance CJ Stroud. And then them re-signing Nico Harris is keeping him in the receiving core. Houston's building something. So them definitely winning the AFC South was not a fluke. And I mean, we kept saying the AFC South might become the best division for the next few years with all that young incorporating talent that all 4 teams have. It's just who will impose their will in winning the division. Still kind of shocked to see Kirk Cousins go to the Dirty South, even though Country K was singing the old hymnals last night on the Mizzle and Dub show as he was rejoicing and feeling one with the Holy Ghost.
The spirit can come back now, Dub. Hey.
That we know. That we know. But now I have to ask you, Mr. Buccaneers fan, are you pleased with Mr. Lavonte David returning for a 2-year deal?
Well, I knew he was going to finish a buck as well. He was one of those guys. He was one of those guys where it's like, I was nervous. I was nervous a couple of years ago I thought he was gone. I thought he was gonna retire. Like I thought he was out of here. You know what I'm saying? But when he came back and his whole rapport with Bowles and Devin, that's why I think Devin's gonna come back because of his rapport with Levante and Coach Bowles. You know what I'm saying? That and Devin is he said in multiple occasions about how he feels about Bowles and the organization. So I really think it's just money at this point. Like he just wants the bread, and it's like I think it's gonna come to a point where he's gonna see a lot of these moves and stuff like that, and how everything's shaking up, and then he'll look at our team and be like, we still can compete. I think we still can compete with a lot of these teams because, like I told y'all before, I know y'all Niner fans, but if we would have played y'all in the playoffs, I seriously believe we could have beat y'all. Like if we would have beat Detroit, we would have beat y'all probably. That's how I felt. Seriously.
He did. He was very strong about that one, and I was actually kind of nervous about it happening too.
Well, check this out. So we're in day 2 of legal tampering, but now here is who's still left.
That's such a weird way of calling it, but okay.
I know, but it becomes official tomorrow as the new league year officially starts tomorrow on the 13th. Now, here's who's left, and we're only on day 2. Tyron Smith is still out there. Calvin Ridley is still out there. Kendall Fuller is still out there. Marquise Brown, Stephon Gilmore, Chase Young, Eric Armstead, Cameron Curl, Jadeveon Clowney, Julian Blackmon, Justin Simmons, Curtis Samuel, Trent Brown, DJ Reader, Jonah Williams, old-ass Calais Campbell, Connor Williams, Kevin Zeltzler, and Steven Nelson.
Do not go back to Atlanta. Do not go back to Atlanta. Do not go back to Atlanta. Do not go back to Atlanta.
Now, who are you referring to? Calvin Ridley?
Calais. Calvin. Calais.
Talking about Calais. Okay.
Yeah, Calais was whooping our ass this year. Do not go back to Atlanta, please.
And not to mention, Devin White is still out there, and Adoree Jackson, and Bobby Wagner, and Jordan Fuller, and KJ Osborne.
Bobby Wagner's got to retire.
Can I say a hot take that I believe is going to happen? Seriously, believe it's going to happen.
What's that?
What?
I seriously believe my Bucks. They're going to re-sign Devin, right? It's going to be weird. It's going to get funky. It's going to probably sound it's going to get a little fishy, but it's going to happen. But I think in the shadows of that, they're going to sign old-ass Stephon Gilmore. And they're going to try to use him like they did Richard Sherman. Is going to fail just like Richard Sherman. I promise you. It's going to be the exact same thing. And I'm going to hate it. I'm going to hate it. I feel it coming. I see it coming, bro. I see it coming because that's the type of signing we do.
I'm surprised Justin Simmons is still out there.
No, I'm doing a podcast. Do what?
Get a Big Mac when you're done.
Okay.
Get that Big Mac.
Hey, whatever Mom's wants, Mom's gets. No questions asked.
Hell yeah.
Hey, speaking of Big Macs, bro, my local McDonald's when I was in high school, they had the buy one, get one free Big Macs. That shit was glorious back in the day.
Oh, you lucky man. But I'm not gonna lie, we did have Chick-fil-A at Fairfield High, so that sufficed.
Oh my God, that was just by my high school. Look, you had it at your high school.
Yes,
you guys are so lucky out here in California, bro. I used to hear so many stories about how y'all had so much shit at y'all high schools, and
I didn't have shit at my.
Your high school sucked ass, Josh. We're not talking about your school.
Now, I do have to admit. Now, the first 2 years we had Chick-fil-A, then they took it away, but they kindly substituted Chick-fil-A for Pizza Hut, so I was pretty okay at Fairfield High. My 4 years being a Falcon.
Oh my God, I'm about to fucking cry. Hey, look, this shit is some bullshit, yo.
This is I fucking lived in California all the time.
Won the national championship back-to-back years, 3 straight titles, and we ain't got shit like that. Bro, I ain't been back in years, so I don't know what's there now. But at least during my era, after the first state title, they could have got us some motherfucking Pizza Hut. God damn it! After the first national championship, at least, shit, get us something. At least I
What
could have
was-
fucking experienced my senior year.
What was your mascot, Kay, in high school in Florida? What was your mascot?
The Dreadnoughts.
The Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, Lakeland Dreadnoughts.
Hmm.
Which is, a shipman,
Still a powerhouse team.
Navy shipman, and battleship and all that bullshit. Had battleships and anchors all over the goddamn school. Color scheme was the exact same as Josh, but our fortune was not at all. It was like polar opposites.
No. Yeah, polar opposites. 100% polar opposite.
What
Y'all
was your
had the battleship. We had the fucking Raider.
I know. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Polar opposite, right? Right? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We're laughing at the fact you're a Niner fan and you had to go to high school.
Oh, no. You got to understand, my dad would not wear any of the shit. He would not wear any of the school, like anything that had the Raider logo or said Raiders on it, he would not wear it.
Were the school
He was
colors
not going to wear it.
Was the school colors silver and black also?
See, our school colors were actually black and orange, but I think our coaches wanted to emulate the fucking team so bad that our colors, at least my first 2 years, the football team was silver and black. There was no orange implemented into the uniform or anything until my junior summer when we got into varsity. When we got into varsity, we changed up the whole thing. We didn't have the Raider logo. We actually had the Raider logo on our helmet, but we took that off. We went full orange and black, put the SC, and that's how we went. From then on out. But yeah, they were silver and black. They wanted to emulate, the worst team in the fucking league at that time. Yeah. It worked because that's what was going on. At least my first 2 years. That's for damn sure.
Wow.
Fuck, I think when I got there, the team the team before my freshman year went 0-10. So
Brutal.
yeah,
Brutal.
yeah. And then my freshman year, our JV team, we went 0-10. Yeah, I know the feeling of not being able to win a game. I get it. I understood. When we won our first game my sophomore year, we celebrated like it was the fucking league championship.
Oh, hey,
That's how excited.
Hey, 1 year I was playing.
We beat Santa Teresa too, so that was good.
One year on one of my little league teams, we had so many close losses, and then we felt like the end of the game we finally won. I said, you know what, dadgummit, if we win this game, we're gonna celebrate like we won the doggone World Series. So my teammate,
Again, polar opposites, Deb. They weren't close losses.
so my teammate, I called him the Sandlot because that was the movie out at the time. So I called him Sandlot. And oddly enough, Sandlot caught the final out of the game. And I'm like, Sandlot, you won the game! So we're all celebrating like we just won the doggone World Series because, like I said, we had a whole bunch of close losses. Like we would play well and then lose at the end. And then finally we held on and won a game. So I know the feeling of sucking very badly.
Yeah. It was not. I did not do my due diligence in research for where would probably be the best fit to go and play football, because that was the first. Again, I'm from Texas, so I had an expectation.
Of course.
When I'm walking into a school, and we're not playing on Fridays because we don't have lights. We have to play Saturday afternoon. That's fun. Nobody fucking shows up to the game pretty much ever unless it's homecoming. And even then, they're really there for the fucking skits that, the classes and stuff like that are playing.
The sad music to B-roll underneath this sad ass sword.
Yes.
We don't got it. We don't have it. It's not long enough. Gymnastics is not behind the table. You can't do this to us. You can't do this to us.
I have
kill at this point to
expectations.
fucking goddamn equivalent your whole high school career. I'm sorry, and we not doing that. Peter ain't coming for none of us. We can't do it. You had a whole look, you about to win a national championship this year, dude. So we gonna fucking cap off your football career beautifully. So we can just stick to the positive because that shit was trash all 4 years. I'm sorry for you, but look, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. You had somebody that had a way sadder story than you. I'm not gonna tell my shit to fucking bring us down.
No, well, at least your high school was actually accomplishing shit.
My high
That's the
school was
whole.
an accomplishment. Do I have any one of them motherfucking national championship rings? I do not. I'm good friends with Chris Rainey though.
Well, no. Well, I guess.
The
Well,
motherfucker that broke all the goddamn records. I'm cool with him.
I didn't play football. I played high school baseball, so I cherish this championship patch that I'm showing on the screen very vigorously.
I feel you.
There you go.
Our baseball team was nice, Dub. I can probably name off some guys. Evan Chambers, he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He played in my high school. He passed away. Rest in peace, Evan. But Keon Braxton, he played in my high school.
Yeah.
He played my high school as well.
I know that name. He played for the Milwaukee Brewers and the Marlins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. So again, we have some guys that play baseball. Our baseball team was nice as hell our senior year. Like everything at our high school that year was amazing, bro. Like every single sport. I don't know what it was, but 06, 07, we had something going on in the water.
Well, as I tell the story to people, I said I was there watching two NFL careers coming into fruition. One was Desmond Bishop, who went to go play for the California Golden Bears and went to go win Super Bowl 45 as a member of the Packers, who was also very good in playing basketball. And then, of course, I saw Quinton Ganther just truck people as a running back and a linebacker. He, of course, went to go to the University of Utah, was teammates with Alex Smith, and they were the first BCS Busters, winning the Fiesta Bowl against Pittsburgh and Urban Meyer's last year before he took the Florida job. And, of course, Quinton now is coaching at Utah. He's a running backs coach after he was on the coaching staff for Urban Meyer in Jacksonville. So I got to see those two guys make it to the NFL. And actually, true story, before his injuries into the career, Desmond was actually about to make the Niners roster in 2015, but got hurt. Just a little.
I feel you. I was a recipient of a whole ass whooping from one NFL budding star that won a Super Bowl that I literally sat beside Mastix and Josh, praying to God the motherfuckers lost. So
no, true story. So I was doing a tryouts for the baseball team my senior year, and Quinton Ganther, who played on the varsity team junior year, he's pitching. So I'm at bat. So everybody was going, ooh. Now, keep in mind, the happening before, I'm playing right field. He hits a straight rocket of a seed. And this is where our field didn't have any fences. So if you missed it, you was running for a very, very long time. And Quinton was very fast, would have had inside the park home run. So I was a pretty good outfielder in my day. Because I was just that confident in my defense. It's like, I can go 0-for-4, but the glove never takes a day off. And I was like, you either have to hit it through the ground by the infielder, or you literally have to hit it over my head or over the fence, because if it's in my range, I'm going to catch it. So Quinton, it's a straight seed. I mean, it's just on the line. But I had a very good angle and caught the pocket of the glove and made the catch. So I'm at bat. Everybody's going, ooh, because obviously Quinton has an arm, he can throw gas. So I'm in the plate. So I do my Ricky Henderson, work the count, and end up working a walk. So that's my claim to fame. Going up against somebody. Here's my thing. I was a very streaky hitter when I played. When I was on, watch out. But even if I was in a slump, I would still get my fair share of walks, because of course, watching Ricky up close all those years when he was with the Oakland A's, I watched how Ricky would work the count and always get to a 3-2 count and never would chase a bad ball and always would get on base. And of course, we all know what Ricky does when he gets on base: run, Ricky, run. So that was kind of like my style. And I was a damn good bunter too. I knew how to bunt. Obviously, watching Brett Butler master the form of buntry, that was something I practiced. So, I mean, I held my own during my amateur baseball career, for lack of a better term. But just to say that I literally saw two guys at my alma mater literally make it to the highest level, which is the NFL, it's pretty damn cool. It really is.
I wish I would have had those stories. I wish I could have those stories. I do not. Getting back into the NFL, I wanted to ask, because I asked Mad Six and Kay this, but Kay said it would be a good show question. and I agree. Is T. Higgins a wide receiver one on any other team?
Oh, that's a very good question. Oh boy. I mean, every wide receiver that starts off as a compliment, they always want to prove that they can be that number one guy. I don't know. It depends on where T. Higgins goes and who's his quarterback. Because I'll give you a perfect example. I mean, Alvin Harper was the perfect complement to Michael Irvin, but once Alvin Harper left to go take that money from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, obviously Trent Dilfer was not Troy Aikman. And then when he finished his career with the Redskins, Gus Frerotte was dang sure not Troy Aikman. So his numbers took a dip. You look at a lot of number twos that have left. I mean, it's tough. I mean, as talented as T. Higgins is, and he's a tremendous talent, and he complemented Boyd and Jamar Chase so well, which is why that trio went to a Super Bowl and almost won it if Aaron Donald did not go off in the fourth quarter in Super Bowl 56. But I would say for me, it would have to be what team he goes to and what situation he goes to. So on the forefront, I'm gonna say depends on the situation. He has the talent. He has the talent to be a number one wide receiver, but it depends on the situation and where he goes. But I mean, he's obviously a complimentary piece for sure.
And then that's where it kind of runs into a wall for me. If the question becomes, or if the statement becomes, he can be a wide receiver one if he finds a good situation, good quarterback, or whatever. That to me is not necessarily a true number one.
I agree.
To me, a true number one is putting up the numbers regardless of who he has at the helm. And if that's not the case with T. Higgins, he being a look, and this is where I think the egos definitely come into play. Sometimes understanding what you are as an athlete, as a player, understanding what your limits are, understanding, how far you can go. Sometimes it's all right to be that complimentary piece. Complimentary pieces are successful. Ask John Taylor. He made a career out of being Jerry Rice's complimentary piece. Had the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. Was a great receiver. Could he have been a number one on other teams? Maybe, but a great complimentary piece. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I think, and this is where I go down to like the coaching at the collegiate and high school level when you run the risk of blowing too much smoke up your star player's ass to where they think they are better than what they are. And then they get into that point and they fail and they don't know how to take that failure. They don't know how to recover from that. They don't even know how to deal with it. So I'm not saying like T. Higgins has that ego or anything. I'm basically getting into the point of T. Higgins. Matt Six, maybe you guys have a different opinion, but I'm looking at T. Higgins as one of those guys that I think because he was a good complement to Jamar Chase, he's probably going to fall into that type of situation. He's going to sign for wide receiver one money somewhere, and it's not going to work out the way everybody thought it would. I think he's a good wide receiver too, but a wide out one, I don't know. Maybe, like you said, depending on where he goes, situation wise and stuff. But being a true number one, I don't know if I'm on that level with T. Higgins just yet.
Which is why your guys' analogy of what you said earlier about Mike Evans and Justin Jefferson and DeAndre Hopkins was so spot on because of all the times they've gotten 1,000-yard seasons with many different varieties of quarterbacks. that's what makes you a number one receiver. Is you don't have the prototypical quarterback, but you still get the job done. That's why I think your guys' analogy of those three particular guys that you mentioned earlier is so spot on.
It's just that's what we kind of grew up on. Like, you knew who the top wide receivers were because it didn't fucking matter who they had. Some of these wide receivers, who was their quarterback? I have no idea. I just know that they were putting up over 1,000 yards in the season. I know that. I don't know who the quarterback was, but hey, they were there. Like, there are wide receivers throughout history that you know for a fact they could have gone to any of the 32 teams in the NFL and still been successful. And those types of wide receivers are very far and few between. And that's why I think we run into these situations a lot, or these wide receiver twos, or, because they're putting up all of these numbers because all of the attention is going to the true wideout one, it inflates the ego a little too much. And then again, they get thrown into the fire and they get burnt. It's something that I think players need to really kind of, it's kind of a look yourself in the mirror type of thing. Now, look, every single person is going to be like, well, why wouldn't you want to strive to do that? Why wouldn't you at least want to try to do this and try? It's like, fair. That's understandable. But if you're going to be a fan and you're going to try and hold them to, well, at least let them try and go. Well, then let them try. But when they fail, don't get on them in that way. Like, oh, see, he sucks. He didn't deserve this. He did that. Hold on now. You guys were the ones that just said give him a chance. We know what he is, but you wanted to give him a chance at the number one, and now you're going to chastise him for it? We knew what he was. You guys pushed him into that spot because, hey, why? Chase the bag, chase the bag, chase the bag. And now that's the only bag you're ever going to get because nobody's going to sign you for that amount of money ever again because you could not perform up to the level of what they were paying you. That's just, you can chase the bag all you want to. If you're not worth the bag, you're not going to get the bag. Period.
Facts.
You have all of these guys now that some of them, and I kind of go back to the argument that we made, especially when it comes down to coaching. Some people aren't meant for head coaching jobs. Some people are meant to stay offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, special teams coordinators, or assistants or whatever for their whole career, because that's where they fit. That's where they work best. That's just how it goes. And I think the same can be said for players as well. It's all right to be a good role player, but people have way too big of egos to settle for that. But it is what it is. But with T. Higgins, Mad Six, you've seen T. Higgins. Is he a wide receiver one to you?
Nah. I mean, like you say, he plays compliments. When chasing him not there, what is he really doing? Not doing much.
Okay.
I don't know if he's there.
No, he's there. I know he's there. He either doesn't know that he's muted, or he's thinking about how he's going to answer this.
Or perhaps he might.
Or he might have literally.
Or he might be harnessing his chi.
Or he could have just, paused, mute. He knows he's not on screen. He's going to go to the bathroom real quick. Could be that. Because usually it doesn't take this long to answer. So, but when he comes back to it, we'll get his answer on that. Free agency wise, Master, so you go down the list again of the we went over Mixon, we went over Henry. The other free agency signings.
Josh Jacobs to the Packers, 4 years, $48 million. Tony Pollard to the Titans, 3 years, $24 million. Austin Eckler went to the Commanders. 2 years, $11.43 million.
Have fun on that sorry ass turf.
Yeah. DeAndre Swift went to the Bears. 3 years, $24 million. Devin Singletary to the Giants. 3 years, 16.5. Gus Edwards with the Chargers. 2 years, 6.5. Zach Moss went to the Bengals. 2 years, $8 million. Antonio Gibson went to the Patriots. 3 years, 11.25. And DJ Dallas went to the Cardinals. 3 years, 8.25, with upside to $10.5 million.
That Gibson one could be good. Him and Ramondre Stevenson over there in New England could be a good 1-2 punch. Especially since they got Brissett back in at the helm. You're probably going to be a run-heavy team, so maybe having that could be good for them.
Not to mention, they also added Austin Hooper to be in that 11 personnel with Hunter Henry as he resigned with New England. So
both
obviously,
of them are pretty decent blocking tight ends as well.
So it looks like Jerron Man wants to get to that old physical style the Patriots used to play back in the early days of the Patriots. Trying to be back and being physical and try to manage the game.
Sometimes you have to go back to the basics in order to find where you were.
You're right. Absolutely.
And that's interesting. Okay. Offensive lineman. That's it. You can just roll through the list and then we can.
Okay. All right. Cool. Receivers, you got Higgins to the Bengals, Pittman to the Colts, Mike Evanston with Green Bay, Darnell Mooney with the Falcons, Gabe Davis to the Jaguars, Kendrick Bourne re-signed with New England.
Fuck, I wanted him back.
Noah Brown.
Yeah. But we got Jawan. But Jawan Jennings is back as long as the team doesn't try to match the deal the Niners gave him.
Yeah. They might. They might, actually. That dude's a hell of a third down target who could be beneficial for a lot of teams out there.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Didn't mean to interrupt, Matt Six. Go ahead.
There you go. You got Noah Brown went to Houston. Let's see. Devin DuVernay went to the Jacksonville. And then Isaiah McKenzie with the Giants and Deontay Johnson to the Panthers. That's receivers. Schulten stays with the Texans. Hunter Henry with New England. Noah Fant resigned with Seattle. Gerald Everett signed with the Bears. Kobe Parkinson signed with Los Angeles Rams. Adam Troutman resigned with Denver. Austin Hooper to the Patriots. Mike Gesicki with the Bengals. Charlie Warner, the Falcons. Irv Smith Jr. with the Chiefs. And Jonnu Smith with the Dolphins.
Interesting. It's a lot of movement.
Yeah.
I think Jonnu Smith with the Dolphins is a steal. I really do.
Yeah, especially since they don't have Gesicki anymore.
Yeah.
That might be an upgrade, actually.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman? Is that the next one on the list?
Offensive tackle, you got Mike Onwenu, re-signed with New England. Jermaine Ulumanor. Why the fucking defensive lineman got the offensive lineman got the long, weird-ass names, always.
It's that Polynesian flavor, my brother. That's what it is.
Man.
It's all the Usos.
Yeah. Jermaine Elamunor signed with the Giants. Chiwuka Mama, whatever. Signed with New England. That's it as far as offensive tackles.
Hold on, Master. Say that one more time. One more time.
That brought him back.
Right.
Mama. Chiwuka Mama, Okafor, New England Patriots. Yeah, and that's it as far as offensive lineman that's moved. Where then you got like center, you got Andre James went signed with the Raiders. Lloyd Chesenberry signed with Tennessee. Aaron Brewer, Dolphins. Tyler, what is it? Beat his ass or whatever. Beat his ass. Signed with Washington Commanders. It's gonna give everybody new names.
And also, Mitch Morris signed with the Jaguars, the former Bill center.
Ooh.
Okay. Then you got the you got the guards. Kevin Dotson resigned with the Rams. Robert Hunt signed with Carolina. Ezra Cleveland with Jacksonville. Damian Lewis with the Panthers. John Runyon with the Giants. Jonah Jackson with the Rams.
He's still playing, John Runyon?
Yeah. 3 years, 30 million. 3 years, 30 million.
I thought he retired.
Nope, he's here for another 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Yep. Jonah Jackson with the Rams. John Simpson with the Jets. Graham Glasgow resigned with the Lions. And that's it as far as guards. Then you get to the interior defensive linemen. Chris Jones resigned with the Chiefs.
Big
Justin,
money.
yeah. Justin Matabuke resigned with Baltimore. Christian Wilkins with the Raiders. That's a big one, going to the Raiders, Christian Wilkinson. Leonard Williams resigned with Seattle. Grover Stewart resigned with Indianapolis. Daquan Jones resigned with Buffalo. Maurice Hurst resigned with Cleveland. Javon Kinlaw signed with the Jets. Shelby Harris with the Browns. Ashawn Robinson with the Panthers. Raekwon Davis with the Colts. Bilal Nichols with Arizona. Justin Jones with the Cardinals. Greg Gaines with Tampa Bay. And that's it for interior defensive linemen.
Really? I thought, what was I say? Didn't the 49ers, we just signed like 3 different defensive tackles?
They did.
Well, this list may not be updated then, but this is the list. This was the list where they kind of itemized everybody.
Oh, okay.
No, today they signed. Today they signed Jordan Elliott from the Browns at D tackle for 2 years, $10 million. That's according to Ian Rappaport. Of course, they signed Yetur Gross-Matos from the Panthers for an $18 million deal, and of course, Mr. Leonard Floyd taking his talents from Orchard Park to Santa Clara for 2 years, $20 million, which all basically says that Chase Young.
Like that one, actually.
That Chase Young is not coming. No, Leonard Floyd's solid. Leonard Floyd is really, really solid, which probably takes their chances of trying to add Joey Bosa to the forefront now with Leonard Floyd in the fold. But I do like the fact that Elliott can plug right there next to Javon Hargraves. And then you have, of course, Floyd and Nicholas Jonathan on the edges.
Yep. There's an update from somewhere.
Is that a breaking news update?
I know, right?
No, that was just a hockey score.
No.
Nothing regarding to the NFL yet.
So let me ask you guys this. Niner fans. Who'd you guys lose?
Kinlaw,
Armstead. Chase Young.
Someone be worried about that one.
No, but he's asking, so we're just answering questions.
Damn, that's crazy.
Young Armstead.
There's obviously Sam Darnold. More likely, Deshaun Gibson's not coming back. Obviously, they did re-sign Colton McKivitz. I could just
one of the biggest fucking liabilities on the right side of the line, and they gave him more money. Jesus Christ.
Only 1 year and a measly $7 million.
Doesn't matter. You don't pay liabilities; you get rid of them.
Y'all lost some pretty big pieces.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Armstead was one of those. I was like, he said he's going to test the market. I don't think he's going to get what he thinks he's going to get. I don't. I think Armstead is thinking he's going to get top 5, defensive tackle money, and that's just not the case.
Again, Eric Armstead got what DeForest Buckner should have gotten. Okay.
Yes.
And the only reason why they couldn't pay DeForest Buckner is because their dumbasses, for whatever reason, paid I can't play no more than 4 games a season D Ford's ass all that money when he got there. And I'm like, why? He can't stay on the field. You should have gave that money to DeForest Buckner. But no, here we are. While DeForest Buckner continues to rise in the big horseshoe at Lucas Oil Stadium, and now Eric Armstead, which disappeared after he got paid with that 10-sack season in 2019, hasn't shown up since, so here we are.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sounds about right. So it's like I'm not too worried about Armstead leaving. Kinlaw, I was like, I would kind of wish we could have kept him.
I'll say this. In his limited play, I thought Cleveland Farrell played decent. Showed his skill to where that got him a 1-year deal to go to the Commanders. Good for him. Isaiah Oliver also joined Kinlaw in East Rutherford, New Jersey with the Jets. I'm not surprised about Charlie Warner leaving because you got Latu in camp, which he had a very good preseason, so he might come up right beside Kittle and might be the next guy to replace Kittle as Kittle is getting older. So here is the remaining free agents. Oren Burks, Chris Conley, Ross Doyle, John Feliciano, Demetrius Flannigan-Flowers, Deshaun Gibson, Kevin Givens, Randy Gregory, Sebastian Joseph Day, Ray McLeod, Matt Pryor, Logan Ryan, and Chase Young. That's the remaining free agents in Santa Clara.
I'm all right with that. There was nobody there that was listed that I'm kind of like, oh man, we need to bring him back. Like
Chase Young,
kind of plug and play type of guys. Chase Young. Please tell me what Chase Young did this year.
Once Leonard Floyd got signed, Chase Young was not coming back.
Yeah,
100%. That was as soon as that was done, I was like, yep, all right, cool. We're taking somebody who takes fucking plays off the team. I'm good with that. I'm all right with that.
Now
I was not okay with so look, Chase Young, like when the things he takes plays off and this looked into that at first, I was kind of like, this is but then when you kind of look at it, as soon as he got to the 49ers up until Super Bowl, no, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with the amount of times he takes plays off. I'm not okay with the fact that the production just dropped the fuck off the face of the earth. I'm not okay with that. If you want to get paid, you need to perform. You're not going to get paid when you perform like that. If you think you're going to get re-signed for big money when you're taking plays off, your fucking ego is way more inflated than it should be. So with Chase Young, he's got all the potential talent and everything else like that in the world. And I honestly wish him the best wherever he goes. But I'm not okay with the taking the plays off. I'm not. That's not something that the team needs. That's not something that is going to be beneficial. And that's not something that, especially when you bring in, new guys, young draftees and everything, you don't want them learning from somebody like that.
I know when the Commanders were putting both him and Montez Sweat up for trades, I really wanted Montez Sweat. That's who I really, really wanted. And damn the Bears for getting them, but he performed, and thus he got rightly compensated by the Chicago Bears. So now the Bears have their guy to build around on the defensive end for the next 4 years, but he was the one I really wanted. I mean, Chase Young pretty much dipped off after his rookie season because he was awesome his rookie season in 2020. No question about that. But it just...
Then he got hurt.
He got hurt, and then it just dipped. Now, I will say, yes, he played very well in Super Bowl 58, which is like, well, now you want to show it because it's the doggone Super Bowl. Now you want to...
Oh, but even then, he took plays off.
Yeah, he did.
I think after his injury, he's still in his own head. Doesn't want it to happen again. So there are times where he's taking plays off, maybe either to prevent injury, to prevent, whatever it is that I think he might still be in his own head. And again, just the taking plays off and expecting money. And I've seen a lot of people on social media, oh, they're stupid for not bringing back Chase Young. No, you're stupid for not understanding what the fuck is going on. It's like, stop talking about a team you know nothing about. And these are mostly coming from fans they associate a name, and that's it. They haven't watched what's going on. You just think because, oh, Chase Young, that's a name I know in my head. He must be good. No,
I definitely would.
That's not the case.
I definitely would take Leonard Floyd over Chase Young because Leonard Floyd has been proven and has been for a long time.
100%. And he's a guy that I don't have to worry about taking plays off.
Absolutely.
He's a guy that's going to be hurrying the quarterback every goddamn play. He had 10.5 sacks this last season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big time upgrade, and we didn't have to pay much for him either. We actually probably got him for a bit of a discount, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
But I'm not upset with the pickups that the 49ers have done. Most of them. I am upset with the McKibbits. I am upset with the fact that they didn't try and go out and get one of these top offensive linemen that got picked up because apparently the right side of the offensive line is not a fucking priority to Kyle Shanahan. And the right side of the line has literally been the liability on that offense every fucking year.
I would have given Robert Hunt whatever he wanted because he plays right guard.
Just because we need it.
And plus, he knows the run zone scheme because that's what they ran in Miami with McDaniels. I'm like, that would have been the perfect fit to be on that right side of the line.
100%. So it's just they haven't made a whole the John Lynch special. But we're gonna go for edge guys and defensive linemen. All right, we'll keep stacking and adding depth to the defensive line and everything else like that. Meanwhile, our quarterbacks are going to continue to get hurt. Our running backs are going to continue to get hurt. Everybody else is going to continue to get hurt because the right side of the fucking line doesn't know how to perform. We don't have guys on the right side of the line. And yet, no, we're good. No, we're not. We're not. And that's going to be the problem. Watch come next year. If no adjustments have been made, watch the right side of the line. You'll know exactly what I fucking mean. Since Kyle Shanahan has gotten here, the right side of the line has always been the weak link. Always. Has always been the weak link in the offense. And it's never been addressed. Why? I don't know. I don't know why it hasn't been addressed. Whether it's, they don't think they can afford it, which they can afford everyone else, but you can't afford and it's not like offensive linemen are running expensive nowadays. If they're not left tackles, guards, centers, you can usually get them on the cheap. And the fact that we haven't even sneezed in the direction of an offensive lineman is just ridiculous to me. And it doesn't set up for anything really coming good in the future because I know what's going to happen. The right side of the line is going to cave, especially in a crucial point in the game, like letting somebody like Chris Jones run free, that type of shit. Uh, that's just what's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen, and I don't see them fixing it, and it's going to continue to piss me off. So, right side of the line, that's the biggest need. Whether we draft it or whether we go, try to get somebody in free agency. Now, I don't know who, because again, a lot of the top offensive linemen have already been picked up. But hey, Kyle Shanahan, you're the offensive guru, right? You know what you're fucking doing. You've won big games, right?
Mom spaghetti.
Fucking asshat, dude. Where did that come from? Did y'all see that?
Yeah, fireworks galore.
Where the fuck did I unlock something here? Hold on.
You said one big game and it did it.
One big game. Huh? Something happened. One of y'all is fucking with me then if that's what it is. Because I don't know where the hell that came from. Yeah, but it's just horse shit. But we also got to work on the DBs too, because we've been depleted, and the fact that I see Justin Simmons still out there is making me foam at the mouth, because that should be somebody who we should be targeting. But we'll see how it goes, man. I just don't know where the mindset is at.
Well, again, it's just day 2. It's just day 2.
Yeah, and day 2 we've at least we've done more than the Cowboys. At least we've done more than the Cowboys. Deuce Vaughn, Matt Six. Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, you're number one. There's a lot of time up until draft day. Actually, not a whole lot of time up until draft day. We've got what, less than a month, less than 3 weeks.
About a month out, yeah.
About a month out before the draft comes. So this is going to be very interesting. I mean, it's still, the free agency, like I said, it's only been day 2. There's still a whole lot more shit to come. The quote unquote legal tampering period still going on. So we'll see what ends up happening, in the near future.
April 25th is night 1 of the draft.
Can't wait. Can't wait for some more stress and more hopes and promises to get dashed by a coach who is now resorting to scapegoating. Good to know that he can add that to his repertoire of shit that he has done in his entire career. Love it.
Love it. Passion. The passion.
Always sound crazy until I don't.
Yeah. I've been. I couldn't agree more with you, especially after what happened in this Super Bowl. So we'll see how this season comes. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate the hell out of you guys for hanging out with us.
Hold on. You have to promote your own football game.
I was gonna get to that.
Come on, no, turn the music off. Respect your own team. Turn the music off. This is not a wrap-up conversation. You have to talk about your own football team with respect.
I was gonna have that just going in the background while we were.
Nah.
Okay.
That's wrap-up music. Nah, that's not how you respect your team. You don't do that. You don't get them 30 seconds and like, yeah, we got our game going. Like, nah, bro. Come on. You own the football team.
Whoa, Nelly.
So, guys, we have a game this Saturday at River City High School, unbeknownst to Josh for whatever reason.
I was going to get to it. Okay. But I understand what you're saying.
Kickoff is at 3:00 at River City High School. We're playing again, Dub. I still haven't checked out the goddamn name for this team, dude. I haven't
Rattlers.
I had this issue last night, and I still haven't checked them out. So it's the Rattlers. We're playing the Rattlers at home. First game of the season is if I'm not mistaken, it's game of the week.
3 o'clock.
No, I said if I'm not mistaken, it's game of the week. I think we have game of the week this week. So, but yeah, kick us off
every week
at 3 o'clock. We also have the market at the game. We have a pop-up market at the game as well. That's going to be before and during the game. So come check that out. You can come get some. We got food vendors out there, arts, crafts. You can get gifts and things of that nature. Yeah, please come check out the game. Josh,
first game back in 12 fucking years. So I'm excited for it. I was telling Coach, I feel with a lot of shit that has been going on, I've got a lot of pent up anger that I'm ready to get out, and I feel bad for whoever lines up across from me on Saturday. Okay, I'm plain simple. This is a point in period of time that I'm excited to get on the field again. I know preseason and stuff like that was one thing, but regular season is a totally different monster. And like Kay said, we're chasing the national championship, and that's the goal. It's either that or bust. And, so again, first game back in 12 years, feel good and, ready to get back out there and lay somebody on their fucking ass.
Now,
Matt Six. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Deb.
Now, for those of us that can't be there in person, is there a way to watch this game streaming-wise?
We're still getting that info. I'm going to get that for you guys.
Okay.
That's a good question. We'll get that down.
So did that deserve 30 seconds, Josh? No,
it wasn't gonna be 30 seconds. It was gonna be longer. It was just gonna have the music in the background. That's all I was doing. Just adding the music to the back. I wanted to give everybody the appreciation, but then let them know what we were doing. But then get that now, Matt Six. Let them know what's going on with you. All the updates with you, sir.
It went through February 29th. I got the paperwork back yesterday, but Matt Six Entertainment is now LLC. We over here creating, generational wealth, just taking it to the top, leaving legacies, for the little ones when I'm done so they can step in and, have a business of their own. Hopefully by then, when they're ready to step over, there's more than just, the DJ aspect. We putting on shows and eventually we try to get artists signed and all kind of stuff. So, it's simply what it is, entertainment. We got a show tomorrow night. We got the showcase tomorrow night. Friday night, I am with my boy AT and friends at Corner Pocket. We had Corner Pocket Friday night. And then next Saturday, we at the Wonder Bar in Davis. And then, it just keep going on and on and on and on. They just keep filling in. The days keep filling in. So, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Deb, you want to plug the show and everything before we head out?
Well, tomorrow we will have Big Knox 25 from Sick With It on the other side of the ball. And we also have some guys from Florida on their podcast as joining us as we continue our Florida Appreciation Week. And episode 172 of the Mizzle Dub Show is up on our page right now, which a big shout out to Country K for coming on last night and, of course, giving us his passion as always. And don't forget, Talking Ish with Dub and Chris, Saturdays from 5 to 6 on the Talking Ish with Dub and Chris YouTube page also. So that's what's going on with us. And, of course, we are officially 12 days away from the 10th season, week 1 of the A7FL. Of course, the game of the week in Nevada is the Force taking on the Insomniacs as the Insomniacs start their journey to see if they can join the Patterson U as the only teams to repeat as A7FL champion. So a lot of things coming up here in the month of March.
I don't know. The way I looked in the fall, I don't see that happening, but I shall see something different.
No, well, again.
Ooh. What do you see? I gotta milk it, Dub. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What do you see?
Right now?
I was talking about Mad Six. He said he sees something different. I'm asking what
I was saying the way they played because they damn near didn't win that. That was a close one. So
it was.
Sick with it in the fall brawl.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really ain't seen nobody from the East, but I mean, if you barely beating a team that's in your division that you're supposed to be like this much better than, then I don't know. When you come across a real contender, what's going to happen?
Find that out.
That's why they play the game. That is
We'll
why they
find
play the
that out.
game.
Absolutely. Okay, now I can cue it. Appreciate the hell out of all of you guys at the Jaffa Army for hanging out with us on this Tuesday evening. We will see you guys again come Friday. Again, for myself, JP, for the 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K from the greatest DJ in the world, Mr. DJ Mastix, and Dub Alvarez from the Mizzle and Dub Show on the other side of the ball. We'll see you guys again next time. Later.